Alrighty, welcome. First, like in-person video here. I wanted to do a quick review of a new um, card game that I just picked up last week, and it's called Arkham Horror, the card game. Who knew? There's the back. You can probably find this just about everywhere. I know it's on like Amazon and all that, but it's this edition. I know there's two editions maybe, but this one with the tentacles, guy with a gun, girl with a shotgun, pistol, crossbow. I, it's like a shotgun pistol or something. I don't know. But this is the version. I know it's been updated. This says 2021, and from Fantasy Flight. I know they've done a lot. I don't think this is technically a living card game. I don't know, because I know I've seen like expansions that come out in a big box with like all the things you need for that expansion. But so so that's the beginning of the review. Open it up and you'll see that you're going to have, and I don't have them all. 3 books. This is the actual like the adventure book. So I'll need to go get that. But there's 2 other books. One's a like tutorial walkthrough, which I really enjoyed. Kind of reminded me of like video games where you your tutorial you kind of go through like learn all the different pieces of whatever it is you have to do instead of reading like the other book is a huge like rule book that if you have questions while you're going through things, it's actually like got a glossary. You look up like act or agenda, and you just go and read about that in the rule book if you're having big questions. And there are 5 packs. I haven't opened them all. Like this is an investigator pack. It's got a bunch of cards in there that the investigator uses. It's like his hand. I opened up the Schizo Tool, who is a ex-con, and that's kind of like the character sheet. It's got all the information, health and things. And then in there, in that pack, you get a bunch of cards. You'll notice they all have the same back, and it's very different. It's kind of like your hand. Got items, skills, abilities, kind of thing. Very neat. And you can like just play with this and like never change it, or you can go out buy another investigator pack. You can take cards from other packs and build your own like investigator deck. There's rules for that in the instructions in the so that, which I thought was pretty cool. And then there's a couple other, those are like your mission kind of adventure packs. And there's even, I think these are all like just extra investigator things that you can build decks with. So they start you off with a pretty hefty size of cards to kind of fool around with. And then there are the campaign comes with, there are 3 parts. The campaign is called Night of the Zealot. And there are 3 parts, and each part has its own deck. I played through the Gathering, which is the first part. That's the Gathering deck. And you'll see that there are different kinds of cards. There's even like, this is like a player card. And there are rooms or locations that start off locked or hidden, I guess, and then you reveal them. And then there's also the Gathering has, there's 3 acts and 3 agendas. So the acts are what you go through to solve the campaign the scene. And agendas are what the bad guys use basically to push their agenda and kind of like beat the players. Uh, so that's the gathering. And then there is, I think it's, yeah, the Midnight Masks and the Devourer Below. So that's what those are. And then, of course, there's tokens. Lots of tokens. Well, my daughter punched them out. There's also little mini investigator cards that you put where you are in the rooms and stuff. So if you've got 4 players, you'll know where everybody is. These are the clues and the bad guy clues, which I can't remember what they are, but it advances the tracks. So you go into a room, you get X amount of clues that you can find in the room, and that advances your act. Health and horror, kind of health and mental health, and of course assets. You start off with like 5 assets, and you can spend them on the cards in your player's hand to get items and such. And then it's the cool bag of chaos, which I thought was an interesting idea. You don't roll dice or anything. You reach into the bag of chaos and you pull out something. It's -5. That's really hard. Basically, it's kind of like your die roll. There's numbers. There's hooded people and tentacled things, and there's also here it is. They're like auto fail kind of stuff, and there's also an auto pass. Here it is. It's like that's the win, and they're actually effects depending on. Oh, that's the wrong deck. Depending on what you're playing. So, like the gathering there's 3 different icons. So you pull a skull, and it's the number of ghoul enemies at your location. You pull a hooded cloak. If you fail, you take an extra horror. You pull a broken tome. If there's a ghoul enemy at your location, take a damage. So it all depends. But then the Midnight Masks is different. So kind of cool. But that's kind of the pieces of the game, and you basically just go through the story and solve the big mystery that's going on. There's reading. There's a lot of reading to it. The campaign has a whole section to read first, and I think each part has a little blurb. It's like, this is what's going on. There's been these mysterious deaths, and I know they've got other campaigns that go into the Lovecraft, Arkham, Cthulhu, all that stuff. So I enjoyed it because I really look for single player games, solo games, because I don't often have someone to play with. My daughter, I don't really want her playing Arkham Horror when she's 5, so I like solo games, and so I look out for them. And I think they also have a Lord of the Rings similar kind of thing that I might pick up. I don't know, but I can't remember how much this cost. It wasn't bad. I had a little $25 gift card or something, so I used that and brought it down to pretty can't be beat price point. So, but that's what comes in the box. You get a campaign and 3 acts, and they also each act is going to have an easy, standard, hard, expert kind of level, and basically it affects what's in that bag of chaos. So easy, you get 3 -1s and 2 -2s. Expert, there's no positives. It's all negative. And you get goes to -8. So you're taking a beat a 6, and you've got like a 4 skill and you pull out the -8 and you're not going to beat that. So yeah, definitely. I was playing the first one on standard, which gives you uh, a single +1, couple zeros, couple -1s, couple -2s, -3, -4. So I mean, not too bad. I tried the first big action I tried was like evade some mice or rats, and of course I pulled the auto fail, so that started the game off real well. Uh, but yeah, it's fun. If you're a big geeky fan of Mr. Lovecraft and all things Arkham and insanity, you couldn't couldn't go wrong. I don't think. So I hope that explains some of the game mechanics. And thanks for tuning in.